I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and this time I'm doing a review of a film that I know my friend John ZeroTool1389 reviewed. And it's a film I enjoy as well, and it's part of this Michael J. Fox 4-pack. You have The Secret of My Success, For Love or Money, Greedy, and then the film in question, The Hard Way. Now, The Hard Way is a film from 1991 directed by John Badham. Now, John Badham, he's done Saturday Night Fever, Blue Thunder, which I really enjoy with Roy Scheider, War Games. He did Short Circuit. This guy has done a lot of great flicks. I think he also did Drop Zone with Wesley Snipes, Bird on a Wire, which I'm not really a big fan of. But The Hard Way, I think, is an entertaining film. I think it's a good... I guess you'd call it, in a way, a buddy cop film. It's a buddy film, and one of them is a cop. Now, has there been better ones? Yes. I mean, my favorite's Tango and Cash. And, I could say, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Staked Out, that was another John Badham film I really enjoy. I was going to say Lethal Weapon, The Last Boy Scout. I think I mentioned that already. Yeah, I just say I like those better than The Hard Way, but The Hard Way is not a bad movie. I enjoy the film. The film, you have Michael J. Fox as, he's a star who's pampered, Hollywood star named Nick Lane, who really wants his part, this upcoming part of a cop. So he sort of tries to get in touch so he can hang out with this cop played by James Woods, who's after this killer called the Party Crasher, played by Stephen Lane. And you have a lot of memorable, you have a recognizable cast. Annabella Sciorra as the girlfriend of James Woods, sort of girlfriend. You have Delroy Lindo as the captain. You have Luis Guzmán, LL Cool J as part of the cops, group of cops. You have Penny Marshall as Michael J. Fox's agent. You have Christina Ricci, a very young Christina Ricci, as the daughter of the woman who's seeing James Woods' character. You actually have Mos Def as one of the gang members of the Dead Romeos, which James Woods visits later on in the film. So you have quite a few people in the cast that are recognizable. It is always weird seeing a very young Christina Ricci in this flick. But what I enjoy about this film is the back and forth between Michael J. Fox and James Woods. I think they're both very talented actors, and I think they both work well with each other. I mean, James Woods, his character, it's nice seeing James Woods go off in an angry tirade. It's just really a lot of fun. James Woods is one of those actors I highly enjoy in films. From Videodrome, Cat's Eye, I mean, there's lots of other films. Cop. There's a lot of films. I just really enjoy James Woods, and even at the beginning, he's pissed because he's late for a day. He's like, D's for drive, dickhead, and I think he said shit, like, D's for drive, shithead. And then Luis Guzman's like, come on, you can't, what, you killed 17 people because you were horny? Or something like that. Or like, I don't know what number it was. Oh, I'm sorry, Captain, I killed this many people because I was horny. And Luis Guzmán, he's a fun guy. I think he was in the last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this party crasher, I guess the guy sort of thinks of himself as a vigilante, but I would say Stephen Lane is one of the things I don't like about the film. I do not like... First off, I'm not a fan of Stephen Lane. I mean, you have Avatar, which I did not care for him in that film. This film, I thought he was too goofy. Maybe he had the right look, but he was too goofy. Like, his dialogue delivery, at times when you see him at his home, like, there's one moment he has this green shit on his face, and he has this, like, antique, like, computer game that he made of himself. It's like, crash, 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 crash. And he's pissed off because James Woods told him off on a video camera for the news. And he's like, you to be, no me to you. It just, the way he delivered the dialogue was just fucking goofy. Just wasn't intimidating, wasn't scary. It just did not care for Stephen Lane as the villain. To me, the villain is the weak part of this film. But James Woods and Michael J. Fox are a lot of fun. I mean, because James Woods tries to get the party crasher, and you have, I thought, a decent chase scene where James Woods, and you see a lot of his James Woods hanging onto this tow truck trying to get the party crasher, and he smashes into this cigarette, which is one of those big promos where they have an actual face of Michael J. Fox's new film, Smoking Gun 2. And I love the fake movie trailer that Michael J. Fox stars in Smoking Gun 2. I thought that was a lot of fun. And like little bits of Hollywood, for example. No, they don't want you. They want Mel Gibson. Fox is like, what is it? Is it an ass movie, huh? Is it a butt movie? And long story short, again, he goes with James Woods, and James Woods, his rapid-fire dialogue is a lot of fun to listen to. Now, if you tie me to a tow truck and drive me miles in broken glass, and I know he said it better than I could, but that's fucking James Woods. And Michael J. Fox, he's a pampered movie star, but he has a little bit of an innocence to him as well. You know, he says stuff, oh, it's like a movie, it's so real. And he's, you know, James Woods like, it is real. What are you talking about? And of course, I mean, yeah, it's cliche, you know, they're not friends. Then at the end, you get the idea they're going to be friends. And Delroy Lindo, the captain, you find out, is a big fan of Michael J. Fox's character, so James was not going to allow help with him as captain. And you have fun moments. For example, James Woods wants to still be on this case, so they visit this group called the Dead Romeos, and James Woods gets a baseball bat. And of course, Michael J. Fox opens his big mouth. His terrier opens his big mouth, and pretty much gets them shot at. Their car gets fucked up. His clothes get stolen. Michael J. Fox goes in. Luis Guzmán comes, asks James Woods, hey, where's your new partner? And Michael J. Fox gets thrown out the window. It's like, they didn't have him. And like James Woods gives him this hot dog stand, you know, the fraud dog. And Michael J. Fox doesn't know what he's talking about. So James Woods like gets like a hot dog and french fries and ketchup and mustard. And I'm like, this looks sick. And again, this is a very fun moment where like Michael J. Fox is like pretending everything that he's doing. So James Woods puts a cigarette in his mouth, and Michael J. Fox tries to bounce off his head. James Woods like, cut that shit out. It's like walking around with a goddamn mirror. And the back and forth between the two is what made it work for me. You know, it's not the most high-tech action. It's not the most high-tech, well-staged like fight scenes or anything like that. It's not like a big spectacle, big special effects. It's not... I wouldn't really say any action scenes are that too memorable, but at the same time I thought they were decent. The villain, I'm not really much a fan of. But it's the relationship between the two characters I think work well. Like another example, where James Woods gives this great speech. It's like, you know, you guys get 17 takes, but we did one take. And, God, what did he say? We did one take to get it right, and it lasts our whole life. Like Michael J. Fox looks at him for like a good second and goes, fuck, was that great? oh, come on, you gotta get it on the tape recorder. I thought it was pretty funny. Uh, Andy and James Woods is having trouble with this woman, Annabella Sciorra. Michael J. Fox tries to give him tips. Like, he tries to pretend to be a woman, and James was like, this is stupid, this is ridiculous. It's like, come on, call me Susan. And it's so hard for James Woods to... Yes. Really hard for him to take this shit seriously. And then, of course, Michael J. Fox gets his shit the next day because Woods handcuffs him to the fucking sofa. And he gets a phone call. It's like, yeah, I'll meet you there. If I'm not still handcuffed to the goddamn sofa! I really enjoy Michael J. Fox and James Woods. That's why I enjoy The Hard Way. If for nothing else, it's for those two guys. I like them both as actors individually and together. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're entertaining to watch. You have a scene where Michael J. Fox talks with the James Woods' girlfriend, a subway, then get into a shootout, and James Woods is a badass, comes in, guy has a gun, and James Woods just puts a gun on him, sort of stares him down. And then one thing leads to another. Does this thing, which I know seems kind of shitty thing to do, makes Michael J. Fox think that he shot an innocent person by mistake, so that Michael J. Fox can get the hell out of there. But then Michael J. Fox tries to do the right thing. He's like, no, I'm not going to let this guy take the rap. It's my fault. And of course he finds out that it was all an act. So he tries to find James Woods and ultimately does and punches shit out of him. And at that time, James Woods, which has this fun bit of business where he goes to the posters of Michael J. Fox's movie coming out and draws on all of them. And tries to get this guy who sold this gun to the party crasher. He's like, no, you don't understand. I have this guy living with me, and he's driving me up the wall. Every time I turn the TV, go. And of course, then gets the info, and when Michael J. Fox is trying to find him, he's trying to catch the party crasher. You have a chase scene that leads into a movie theater with Michael J. Fox's film playing. And nothing extravagant, nothing huge or spectacle or anything like that, but it was fine with me. And, Michael J. Fox gets to punch him a couple times. And, of course, party crasher escapes yet again. And Michael J. Fox is driving this police car. And I like this little bit of business where he's like, stop the car, and what was it he said? Drop the gun. It's like, stop the car, drop the gun, stop the gun, drop the gun, stop the gun, drop the gun. Like, each time he said drop the gun, he got, like, his voice higher. And then what killed it for me was they do it again when the car flips over. As the car's flipping over, they do that again. Stop the car, drop the gun, stop the car, drop the gun. I don't know if that was like it. That has to be on purpose. It just made me laugh the second time when they did that. Of course, long story short, the party crasher kidnaps James Woods' woman. They're on top of that big billboard with the face for the new Nick Lane movie. And Michael J. Fox and James Woods fight the party crasher, trying to save the girl, fight the party crasher on top of this big billboard. And then the last scene is Michael J. Fox stealing James Woods' lines for the movie at the movie premiere. And you actually have the song, like LL Cool J's in it, but you also have this song, Mama's gonna knock you out. Gonna knock you out. And Brent, this isn't going to be a 20, 30-minute review like some reviews have been. Because, to me, okay, negatives of the film, I will say, like, my biggest problem is the villain. Stephen Lane, I think, is a very weak villain. He's too goofy, he's too silly with his voice, with what he does. No reason to take this villain seriously. There was no reason for me to consider this guy a threat. He just way too goofy, way too silly. His voice was not right. It just did not work. It didn't work. The score, I'm not sure if the score really worked that well. I wasn't really a big fan of the score. LL Cool J, to be honest, I'm fine with LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea. I'm fine with him in Mindhunters, but here, he couldn't really act, to be honest. Or maybe it was the stuff he was given to say, but when LL Cool J, he's only in it for a teeny bit, but when he was on there, I was annoyed by him. I really was. I was annoyed by him. I just did not care for LL Cool J. Thankfully, it was a small part, but I'm like, no, you have his song in the movie. Get him out of there. He doesn't need to be in the movie. Again, I'm fine with him in Deep Blue Sea and Mindhunters and stuff, but not in this movie. Granted, thankfully, it's only a tiny part. It is kind of shitty what James Woods does, making him think. But, again, Michael J. Fox gets him back by punching him like 4 or 5 times in the face. The action scenes are not the most spectacular. But again, why I enjoy the film is it was nice to see all these recognizable people in supporting roles like Luis Guzmán, Delroy Lindo, young Christina Ricci. It was nice. I like the concept of an actor pairing up with a policeman, and because the actor wants to get some pointers, I like the concept. Some people say it's a high concept, whatever that means. And most of all, I enjoy Michael J. Fox. I enjoy James Woods. I think they're two really great actors, and it was nice to see them in the film together. And that's my main draw to this flick, to watching this film again and again, is Michael J. Fox and James Woods. They're fun by themselves, and they're even more fun together. I think they have a good chemistry to them. Think they have a good back and forth between each other. It was fun to watch those guys. So again, have I seen better? Yeah, again, Stakeout and Tango and Cash and so on. But I've seen much, much worse than this. This film never gets talked about. Like my friend John talked about, he's like probably the only 2 people, me and him are the only people talk about this. There's probably like 50 reviews of Cop Out, and that movie sucked dick. And I should know because I saw it the first time, I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. I saw it a second time, yeah, this fucking sucked dick. But The Hard Way, I'm entertained by the film. Really like these 2 guys in it. I think these 2 do a really good job with it. And I think John Badham does a good job directing the film. So that's me. I thought he did a good job with it. Yeah, I would probably like stake out more of the stuff John Badham's done in that buddy sort of genre. But The Hard Way is still a good one. Still give it a thumbs up. So either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you later.